Welcome everyone to Indie Wednesdays. What's good, everybody? It is your girl Ticah Dishawn right here at All Things Ruthless, y'all. And of course, like I said, we are back for Indie Wednesdays, where I discuss independent writers, producers, director, independent. And I'm loving what these independent creators are doing these days, this day going around. I'm loving exactly what they're doing. And tonight, well, it's afternoon, evening time, but today, whatever you want to call it, we are going to be discussing the last date. So the last date is described as a husband going through a divorce learns his ex-wife is pushing for full custody of their daughter. How far will he go to keep his family together? And with that, y'all, we have to give mad props to the one and only Dennis Reed, y'all. This man is doing such an amazing job. This is his own company, 1919 Distribution. So as soon as you see when the episode is getting ready to start, you're going to see the intro that shows Dennis Reed. It's also going to say 1919 in association with 1919 Distribution. So let me just give you guys just a little bit about Mr. Dennis Reed. Dennis L. Reed is an entrepreneur and trailblazing filmmaker with over 15 years of experience of media and entertainment. He has a proven track record of delivering captivating films that have yielded an impressive 10 times return on his investment. Y'all, listen, this man has been doing his thing for a while, and y'all, I'm gonna call him the Tubi King, because at this point, this man has literally over 40 plus projects streaming right now on Tubi. Like, pick one, pick any of them, and I guarantee you're going to want to watch what else he has going on. A couple of shows or series that I want to recommend. Definitely, I want you guys to check out The Affair. This one was super crazy, where this young lady, she goes to the church with the pastor. She ends up having an affair with the pastor. She ends up having a baby by the pastor, but literally on the same day that she has her baby, the pastor's wife gives birth to their child as well. So now this man has two children by two different women, one of them not being his wife, okay, on the same day. And so it's a spiraling type of relationship. This young lady, she can't handle the fact that this pastor no longer wants to be with her, because now that this baby is born, he don't want to have anything to do with her. So she goes and she ends up snapping, y'all. In a nutshell, she ends up snapping. She ends up trying to, basically, she even hurt the baby, y'all. That's how demented this young lady is all over this pastor. But listen, I hope I gave that description just a little bit of justice, but do yourself a favor and go and check out The Affair. Check it out for yourself, y'all. And then his other series that is streaming on Tubi, he has Street Legal South as well as Street Legal 2. Now, these other films that I have up here, those are all created by him. Introduced by the one and only Dennis Reed II, y'all. Street Legal 2 is up there. I've been watching it. I've been catching up on Street Legal 2, and it's actually absolutely worth watching. It is what it is. It's a whole power team of attorneys that try to get people out of situations. People that deserve to get out of these situations, and people that don't deserve to be gotten out of these situations are gotten literally out of these situations. So I'm absolutely here for everything that Dennis Reed is bringing to the table, y'all. So with that, we're just going to go right ahead and dive on we're going to dive into the last date, or last date, y'all. And it's crazy, but I'm gonna give you guys. I gave you all the description already. Writer, director, producer, creator. I've introduced you guys to a portion of his catalog. Again, like I said, over 40 plus films right now streaming on Tubi is worth watching for sure. I'm telling you, pick one, and I guarantee you're going to want to check out the remainder of his series. But in this particular project, Last Date, we have starring Robin Rose. She is the star of this show, or of this film, because this one is a film. And then we have Master Spratling. Now I know y'all have seen him on so many What Up Though Detroit projects. He's been in, oh my God, I could go on and on. But when you see Dennis Reed, rest assured you're gonna see Master Spratling. So make sure him out. And in this project right here, y'all, he's gonna look totally different. They done gave that man a lace front. That's all I can say. Y'all see him bald right here, but he got a low cut Caesar. That's all I can say. But I was here for it because it changes up his appearance. If you didn't know that was him, you wouldn't really know that he's the guy that we've seen as the bald guy all this time. Now, I don't know if that's really his hair or not. I'm not mad at it. It actually looks good on him, though. But I'm going to give you guys the images, and then you'll be able to see for yourself what I'm talking about, okay? And the remainder of the cast, let's see. Some familiar names, some not so familiar to me, but I was so grateful to be introduced to a lot of these individuals in this project, y'all. And there's one lady, and I forgot to include her name. I do apologize, but she's also known as something China. And listen, when you see her coming in the film, just know you can't trust her. She's about to be up to no good. And with that being said, y'all, she was definitely up to no good in this particular project. But we're gonna get to that at the end of the episode. And I just want to say thank you to those of you that are tapping in, tuning in, hanging out with your girl right now. I know I'm on TikTok, y'all. I kept forgetting that I was on TikTok. I forgot that I was streaming on TikTok, y'all, and I'm actually on TikTok. So what up to everybody that is checking in on TikTok as well as my YouTube channel. Now on my TikTok channel, I am at Ticah Dishawn for real, and at YouTube, so I am at All Things Ruthless, and we literally All Things Ruthless. I hope y'all like the new look. We got the red and black coming in. I just decided to pick red, something different. Purple my favorite color, but at the end of the day, I chose red this go round because we about to get ruthless. We about to get dark. This is about to get real deep in these TV streets, y'all. We got Passion Flicks, Black Dagger Brotherhood that's come out sometime tomorrow. We have Straw that we're going to be talking about this weekend as well with our girl Taraji P. Henson. And so after that, y'all, the following week, we're going to have Divorced Sisters. So it's literally going down, and I'm having an amazing time. I'm having such a fun time discussing all these different independent films. I may do something for Sci-Fi Sunday. I may not. It just depends on how much time I have over this weekend, y'all. But with that being said, y'all, we get into it, the Last Date, and we see this couple, and they are before a therapist, and the therapist basically is asking the two of them, what is it that you want out of the relationship? She asked him, as well as she asked her what it is that she wants out of this whole relationship. Y'all give me a second because I need to pull up the names. I know the names really well, but for some reason, your girl is old and her brain be snapping like it do. But with that, y'all, like I said, they're there in front. They are there and trying to decide whether or not they want, or not this attorney, y'all, this therapist, this marriage therapist, and they're trying to decide whether or not they still want to be together. And she says it straight up. Listen, I don't want to be in this relationship. I'm over it. And when I say she, I am referring to Julissa. The star of the show is Robin Rose, and she plays the character Julissa. And then we have Master Spratling, who's portraying Travis. So Travis is a handful, y'all. Like I said, if y'all paid attention to that first image that I showed you guys of Master, that man got hair. He has hair, y'all. I'm excited to see his growth. It looks so natural. I don't know if he really grew this or what, but at the end of the day, it gives him a new look. So, you know, I'm cool with him either way that he looks. But anyway, y'all, at the end of the day, these two are having a conversation with the therapist. She says that she no longer wants to be in the marriage, and he is just super shocked that she has said this, that she no longer wants to be in the marriage. And the she's looking like, what? You don't want to waste my time. Yeah, because he's psycho. And we're going to find out why she doesn't really want to be with him anymore. We find out that he is basically controlling, doesn't want her to have her own life, doesn't want her to progress, doesn't want her to work. Yeah, it's cool that, you know, he wants her to, you know, be an at-home wife and be an at-home mother. However, she feels like her life has changed. She's matured, she's older, and she wants to do something different. So she wants to go out and get a job. He doesn't want that for her. So she's not happy. And they're in court right now. And at this point, they are asking, she's asking the attorney or the judge for full temporary custody of their daughter, with him having visits every other weekend. And so happy about that. He is not happy. Travis is not happy at all that they are taking his daughter from her, even though he gets her only on the weekend, every other weekend. He wants his daughter in his life. And so we see where Jalissa is applying for a job because she wants her independence. Yes, she has money from Travis. However, she feels like she wants more out of life, and she wants her job. You know, she wants to work. She wants to be independent. She wants to do what she has to do. She doesn't want to have to depend on Travis and the money that she's gotten from him in the divorce. So she gets this job. She applies. She gets this job. She's super excited. So her and her girls decide to hang out. And she is, when I tell you, she is like super excited about this job. But her friends, one of the friends is like, girl, I'm not mad at you for, you know, wanting to get a job. I understand. You got to do what you got to do. And it's Sarah Evald. She plays Trixie. She's the young lady that, you know, she's the Asian. I don't know if she's black and Asian, but she's an Asian appearance right now. And she is, she's the one that's like, girl, you don't need to get back with him. He ain't no good for you. Keep in mind, y'all, what I'm telling y'all, the way that these females, these so-called friends, are reacting to her, and it's gonna all fold. It's gonna all play out at the end of me giving you guys this recap. And so the friend with the red hair is like, "Girl, you sure you don't want to be back with your man? You know that's your man, that's your husband. You don't want your family back together." And Jalissa is like, "Nah, I don't. I can't handle." You know, dealing with, you know, the being in the relationship with him. He's too controlling. There's just too much going on. And so, of course, you know, chick with the red hair, she don't want to hear that. And she has ulterior motives. I'm going to get to it, I promise you. But she doesn't want to hear the fact that her friend doesn't want to be with her ex-husband. And so in the midst of all of this, she's out trying to, you know, make new relationships. And unfortunately, she ends up meeting this dude on the website, online, and he ends up being married. But she doesn't know that initially. She's going to find it out later. In the midst of that, Travis is tracking folks down, and whoever she's dating, he ends up unaliving them. Literally unaliving them, y'all. She meets another dude. This dude gets unalived. This dude also, his friend who came to pick her up to take her to the which was a couple's date, he ends up getting unalived because Travis thought that he was messing with this dude, the dude up here with the skull cap on. He ends up getting unalived. Listen, it's all a plan behind it all, and it's sheer genius the way that Dennis Reed has written this all out. The cinematography is everything. Like, y'all, I have a problem with like super shaky cameras. And for this project, there was no shaky cameras. Not even when there was a car crash was there a shaky camera. So I was tapped and locked all the way in. So we find out that Travis has his own little surveillance, and the way that, which means he can watch everything that his ex-wife Julissa is doing, and he can watch everybody she's bringing to the house. And so the way he has the surveillance, he gives his daughter a necklace, and it has a freaking camera in it. So he's able to see everything, literally everything that is going on around this baby girl. Because of course, you give a child something, they're not going to take it off unless mama makes them take it off. Okay. So we find out that the friend, which is why I say you have to watch your surroundings, watch who you deal with, watch your so-called friends. But this friend is in cahoots with Travis and her boyfriend to get money from Travis to basically tell Travis all of Julissa's whereabouts, who she's dating, giving full details. And the reason she is choked out at this moment is because Travis, he was saying, you're supposed to be giving me information, not really giving me information about where she's going. You didn't tell me that she had a new boyfriend, and I done unalived the wrong person because of me thinking that she was messing with this dude. So the whole time I'm like, sir, when do you go to work? In the midst of him actually, he's a realtor. In the midst of him actually going to work, he's actually meeting up with people that his wife is connected with. And this is how one of the dudes ended up, one of the guys she had just met. So Travis is a real stalker, a real psychopath. He's anybody in Julissa's life because he thinks that those people are going to be in his child's life. And so we see these two detectives, and the female detective, she starts bringing out, evidence and trying to say that some of these unalivings are connected. She's trying to say that the dude was found in the warehouse is connected to the dude that was unalived in the car accident. But at this point, they don't really know who actually did it, who actually is doing the unalivement. They just know that there's a serial unaliver out there, and these things are connected, y'all. It gets crazier. It gets crazier, y'all. Because Travis, he's aggravating, but he's actually smarter than what we think. So the bracelet that Julissa actually has, or the anklet that she actually has, some kind of way ends up in the car of the guy who ended up in the car accident, who was unalive. So again, we got all these different pieces of evidence that are putting Julissa in the place where she really wasn't, she's not the cause of these incidents. And so we got fingerprints. They're saying, oh, we have partial fingerprints that actually match from crime to crime, but the person doesn't have a record on file. So they don't exactly know who it is, but they know that these files or these incidents are connected. So then we have this so-called friend that's on the phone right now with Julissa, and she's telling her, girl, I'm sorry for, how we ended things the last time. And I just really want my friend back. And so Julissa is a sucker, and she's like, oh yeah, girl, it's all good. I'm gonna set up your apology. We both, we were both sort of hot-headed, whatever the case may be. And so whole time after she apologizes, and then she asks Julissa, well, girl, what you been up to? Fill me in. You dating? What's up? Let me hook you up with my man. Let me hook you up with his. You can't hook me up, Julissa says, because I'm dating somebody. And that's when your boy is sitting at the table and saying, well, how does that help me? After she hangs up with Julissa, how does that help me? Like, how does that help me? And then she says, yeah, you're right. Hold on. I think I have her location. So not only did this guy bargain with the friend, gave her a car, and is giving her and her husband about $20,000 a month just to keep up with Julissa. So then we see this moment where Travis is in the car and we see him taking a shot of whatever it is he's drinking. He got something in the little flask. It's alcohol. We're going to assume it's alcohol, y'all. So then we see he goes into the house and he gets into a whole altercation with Jalissa because he thinks that she is out running the street. She for the street. She dating him, her, and everyone. He's mad about that. So at the end of the day, it's about her bringing others around their child, and that's not what he wants. He's not with that. So what he does is, after they get into a whole physical altercation, she ends up getting him down on the ground. But at that point, the police come in. Now, who the heck called the police? She didn't call the police. Did he call the police? So she gets ushered on to jail, y'all. And of course, she is sitting in front of the two detectives who have, basically, they give her, look, we got all the evidence. We got your fingerprints. We got the bracelet that you had. We got a wine glass that you had that has your lipstick on it. Your fingerprint is on that same glass. Okay? The evidence is starting to point to Jalissa. Look like Jalissa is going to sleep and unaliving folks. But we see that Travis was the one that took the wine glass from the house, planted it in the other people's house, unalived those people. Not only did he unalive the guy, but he also unalived his wife, the guy's wife. So now Jalissa is in trouble for triple, quadruple homicides of different people. This is the bracelet that was found in the car of the friend. As a matter of fact, the friend's husband, where he ended up being unalived in the car accident. So that's the bracelet. That's more evidence, or anklet, whatever it was. Fingerprints. All her fingerprints are just literally popping up everywhere, y'all. Got text messages saying to him, I'm on my way. Okay, I'll be at the warehouse. Which means that she's supposed to be at the warehouse during the time of his unalivement, y'all. They're connecting the dots. They got recent text messages, a record of all her phone calls going out to him. Then they got, she's there like, look, I had nothing at all. I had nothing to do with this. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't do it. She is persistent on the fact that she didn't do it. Then Travis is the one, we find out that Travis was the one that ended up calling the police department saying that his ex-wife, or he calls her his wife, unalived her boyfriend, and now she's poisoned me. He took those pills on his own. So when he took that flask of alcohol, whatever it was he was drinking, he took a handful of Ambien. And it's like she tried to really poison him. And he knew that the police would get there on time because he was the one. So it's the setup, y'all. Setup. Right here. He calls the police. It's the setup. This is genius writing. This is genius writing. This is genius directing. This is genius presentation. Producing. All of this is genius, Lord. If I had the money, if I could put my money behind a company, this would be that company. Like I said, police, he has the address. He gives the police the address, and they make their way there, and she ends up going to jail. All the evidence, like I said, y'all, the proof is in the pudding. The evidence is literally everywhere. And we see her getting escorted literally in the pajamas that she had on in that brawl with her ex. And so she ordered the two police officers, they did their job. In their mind, they solved the case. And she's still telling them, look, this wasn't me. This was all Travis. But Travis is happy. Travis is back at the court and has gotten his daughter, which is what he wanted the whole time. With these actions, he really could care less about what Lisa wanted. He really just wanted his daughter. But then we're going to see Travis, and he is going to go out to his car. And in his car, it's going to be somebody special there waiting for him, y'all. He's going to give this person a hug. He gives this person a hug. And then, y'all, Out of all of the people that it could be, it's Jaleesa's friend, y'all. When your friends ain't your friends, ain't your friends. Dirty. Just dirty. Dirty. And that was the end of the episode, or the story. That was the end of this film entitled Last Date. So, best friend, all I can tell you is be careful, Trixie, because Trixie out here playing tricks. But Trixie, be careful, because the same thing that he did to Jaleesa, he could do to you, honey. That's all I'm saying. But with that being said, y'all, I just want to thank y'all this quick recap, this quick reaction, this quick moment, this Independent Wednesday, this Indie Wednesday announcement, recap, reaction, whatever you would like to call. And if you're into the indie films, let me know. Let me know in the comments of an independent company, producer, writer, actor that's on your radar. And one last thing about Dennis Reed. He also does a live every Wednesday where he interviews some of the, actors and actresses that are in his films or in any of his projects, and gives great conversation, y'all. He gives really great conversation. So the last thing about Dennis that I want you guys to know, Dennis Reed II, is Dennis is the visionary behind a thriving entertainment plays and best-selling book. The 1919 distribution company committed to promoting diverse voices. Dennis's dedication to inclusivity in the industry is underscored by his knack for creating opportunities and amplifying underrepresented voices, exemplifying the essence of independent filmmaking. His journey has left an indelible. Oh, I should have read that before I did this. But anyway, mark on the canvas of storytelling. Listen, you guys, make sure you head over to Tubi. This band, like I said at the beginning, has over 40 projects that are currently that there is definitely something you would for sure enjoy. Definitely, you would definitely enjoy it. I don't know if y'all remember the film Mama May I. He is responsible for that. He's a part of that one, Mama May I, where the girl and everybody literally blew up to channel with the recap that I did for that Mama May I. So make sure y'all check him out. Check him out in Mama May I. Check out his creations with the Street Legal South as well as Street Legal 2. Definitely check out The Affair, Deadly Secrets, More Than Streets, over 40 plus projects that you guys can surely enjoy if you check out the one and only Dennis Reed, y'all, and his catalog, okay? All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tapping in, tuning in, hanging out right here with the girl, Ticah Dishawn, on Indie Wednesdays. It has been All Things Ruthless. It has been All Things Amazing. Thank you. Again, as I always say, your presence is my presence. So thank you so much. Over here on All Things Ruthless, we talk about a little bit of everything. I'm not exempt, or I'm not robbery for me not to talk about the independent creators. And one other thing, some mentioned about why do y'all have to pay for certain apps like BET Plus? Then there would literally be no content on BET Plus because they have to purchase space for people to be on their app. And the actors they only get paid once, so they don't really get paid from streaming. So just the fact that you still support those television shows, it gets their face out there for more and more people to see. And then, they'll be in more of your mainstream projects, your CBS's, your NBC's, your Fox's, those type of networks. So Anyway, that's why I'm super passionate about independent projects. Everybody deserves to have their talent seen. And Dennis Reed, without a doubt, is absolutely doing such an amazing job. All right, you guys, thank you so much. You girl, I'm out of here. Y'all have an amazing rest of your evening and just stay ruthless. Live life and stay ruthless, y'all. I'm up out of here.